Pick one, experience or product. Which one's more important to you? The product of what you deliver or the experience surrounding it?
You can go one or the other. I'll go the other.
It was me in the middle.
Yeah.
I mean, I would like to think that I could say experience, but with that being said, I'm still so anal about the programming, which is our product, and like the delivery of that and making sure that people have all the tools that they need to be successful, that I don't know that I could say, I don't know that I could pick one or the other. Because you know that like you can have the best product, but if it's not delivered in a way that somebody's going to be excited about it, then it doesn't matter. They're never going to see it. But if you have like this, you know, cool experience, but then the product, people are getting hurt or people are bored or whatever with the actual product, then, you know, it's one of the, when you asked us before, like when you guys had 700 members sign up the first month, I think a little bit of humility went a long way, because I do see a lot of people who have tried to replicate, whether it's street parking or just some other online program, or they open a gym or whatever, and they have a big following or they have a big name and they think, oh, like people should want to be here because this is my name and it's my thing. And I don't really have to put it so much effort and time into it. And I don't need to talk to these people. Like they're just going to feel cool because they're associated with me now. We've never felt that way. And it's like, no, the product has to be good, or that, yeah, they'll sign up because they knew who we were and it's games, athletes, and exciting, but they're not going to stay.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I could pick one.
What about you, Julian?
So I'm going to go back to, you know, you have to have both, because Six Flags is a great experience, but it's really trashy and dirty and not a fun, like it's not, their product is, they'll have cool rides and stuff, but the overall experience is not what you want it to be.
I would say the rides are cooler in a lot of ways, but there's not the magic.
No, there's no magic, where Disneyland has the experience and the product, and that is why they are what they are.
So is your product then programming, because you have multiple different menu options, multiple different programs, or is the product the way in which it's delivered, whether it might be the, you know, the good graphics on the side so they can read the word, like what is the actual product, since programming is also going to be subjectively downloaded. Like you could be like, this is the best workout I've ever ridden, right, and 30% of street parking members be like, we did something different. We did another track that you offer that day. Yeah.
I think most people join, like what they think they're buying is the workouts. So I look at that as the product, because they think when they join street parking, they're like, oh, I just signed up for a new program. They don't even necessarily say, oh, I joined a fitness community, right? That's what they get, and they get so much more support and funny videos and all of this stuff. Yeah, that is why they stay, but the product itself is why they come, usually, I would assume. Especially in the beginning, it was like, oh, let's see these workouts and see if they're fun and cool. And it's hard to separate the two things too, the product from the experience in a lot of ways, because it's like when you buy, you know, a cool new toy for your kid, all of it, like, is the box the product or is the box the experience? Like, it's hard to like separate the pieces in a way.
It is. And ultimately, when you get into it, part of the experience is the product and part of the product is the experience. So there's a great book, and because you don't like business books, I highly recommend it. It's called Talk Triggers by Jay Baer. He takes amazing companies and just takes these really cool anecdotal stories, and you guys having kids, you'll appreciate this. The Ritz-Carlton. So a family back in like 2004 go to the Ritz-Carlton, they go to one of their Cancun locations, you know, they spend a boatload, and they take their son and their daughter there, and then they leave. Well, they're on the plane, and you guys probably know this moment. The son has lost Joshie the giraffe.
Yeah, they talk about this in the Moments book too.
And so Joshie the giraffe, they call the Ritz, and the Ritz could have just put in a box, overnight UPS'd it, and that would have been it. But that would have been expected.
And many hotels would have just thrown it away and be like, no, sorry, 100%. We don't have it.
But the key with great experiences is not doing what would be expected, but then figuring out what would be unexpected. So for anyone who doesn't know the story of Joshie the giraffe, someone over at that Ritz took Joshie, and they took him on a fucking Ritz tour. Like they put him down on like the massage table with the cucumbers on his eyes.
They had him at the bar.
They had him at the bar, and they sent all these pictures with some kind of, you know, gift card or something to the next Ritz stay. I mean, talk about it. You'll never shut up from that. So you'll tell that story to everyone.
You'll never stay anywhere else if there's a Ritz-Carlton in that city.
Especially when it's tied to your kids, because there's nothing as a parent that makes someone endearing to you is when they're sweet and kind to your kid.
Yes.
And when I hear that story, I'm like, that's what it's all about. It's the experience of the product experience. It's, you know, semantics at that point. But at the end of the day, you guys are creating an experience. Like, do you guys ever get into someone DMs you, and then you actually are the one that responds back, and they shit their pants. Like, oh my God, like I didn't expect Miranda to actually respond to this. I figured it'd be someone else.
Yeah, we're still super active on our Facebook group, and I have like I'm not the best at answering every single DM, so I don't want to say that I answer every single DM because there's going to be people that are like, that's bullshit. I DM'd her. She never wrote me back. But yeah, we still have that a lot. We still comment on a lot of members' posts and stuff that use hashtag street parking. We try to interact with them as much as possible. I mean, it's impossible for us to have an interaction with every single post on Facebook and every single post on Instagram, but we did at first. Yeah. You know, we were telling our staff, so going back to the most difficult thing, one of the most difficult things about what we do is this, what we're talking about right now. It's, you know, I'm having the whole staff read that Moments book because I need them to hear stories like that one, the Ritz-Carlton one. A lot of people aren't naturally that way, especially when they think of work. They think of being efficient and like, oh yeah, like, send them a postcard, whatever. But we always ask them, like, think deeper, answer the DM, like repost somebody in your story. That's going to make their day. Like, how can you strengthen this bond with the members?
There's
and everybody on our staff has a touch point with a member in some way, whether it's that they're creating the videos for people or they're answering the support emails, or they might be the person, you know, answering DMs or whatever. Like, think deeper than just giving them the answer to the question or giving them a thumbs up emoji or something like that. Like, are there opportunities for you to do more? And